you guys fucking suck. Let's go ahead and flex you out of Sunday Night Football, and we'll put the Ravens in instead. Bah, 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 bah. That's the fucking Bengals this year. What's up, football fans? Welcome back to the Bengal and Goliath. Man, we're back with week 14, which is crazy because we started this, week 6?
It might have been sooner than that. I feel like
I
it
can't
was
remember when
a
we
while
started
ago.
but it's crazy. We're on week 14. We've been vibing for a while. But yeah, let's dive into it. We've had Giants were on bye, Bengals took an L. It just feels like the same old shit every week. So we'll just go into it.
With the 5th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select
Welcome back to the Jungle and the Meadow. The Giants were on bye this week. Do you have anything to say about them, at all?
We have the first overall pick now, so
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Let the tanking commence. Let the tanking commence. I was thinking about it today when I was kind of writing my notes for this. I think I want to trade it if we get it.
But not. You want to trade back a little bit. You definitely
No,
need a first-round
not to.
pick,
Yeah. I don't want to trade the pick. I just be cool with I was looking at the draft and stuff, and I think if we could trade back to the 8-10 range, get a couple future, I'd be totally okay with that. Because I don't think we're in dire. We don't need a QB. We don't need a stud wide receiver. If we bring back Wandale,
Yeah.
we just need help in places, and we need to get older and get a good coach.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Number 1 overall pick.
That's about it.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, I'll talk about the Bengals real quick. I don't really have much to say. I've got my points to make, but we fucking lost, dude. Joe Burrow balled outside of the 2 straight picks that he threw to the defensive line. Mike Gesicki played his nuts off. Joe Burrow was playing so good to the point where I was starting to think playoffs. And I've been very prominent on not allowing myself to think that, but when they were up 11 points or whatever, I was thinking damn, we went 3 straight touchdowns in the first half. I can't even remember the last time the Bengals had done that. I was living large. I was very happy, and man, and then he threw that pick 6, and I was like, wow, they're gonna fucking lose. And then he threw that second pick, and I was like, okay, yeah, season's over.
Season's over.
So the season's over.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks. So from the game, the linebackers, Barrett Carter and Demetrius Knight, them being ranked the 2 worst PFF graded NFL linebackers that's a thing on itself. But Knox and Kincaid had 130 plus receiving yards, and Josh had 70 plus rush yards. The middle of the field was always open. They never shut any of that shit down, so the Bills could just methodically make plays and make shit happen in the middle of the field, and that's how we lost. That was the game.
For sure.
So that really sucked. And then, I'm going to harp on the last thing, literally the only other thing I want to harp on from the game is 3rd and 15, you need to stop. You don't put a spy on Josh Allen, and he scampers for a first down.
It's brutal. That's what he does every time. You gotta know that's coming.
How do you not put a spy on him?
It's crazy.
Oh, man, I was pissed. I was so upset. So, fuck that. Season's over. That's all I have to say about the game.
Yeah, when he threw the first pick, I was just because I knew that you guys were playing damn near perfect football. You guys were playing very, very good football, and you were only up by 4 at that point. Right. So when he threw that pick 6, I was like, you're playing perfect football, and you're up 4, and then you throw a pick 6. That's a big hole to jump from. So I knew after that first pick, I was like, that's going to be tough to come back from anyways.
Yes. Yep. Damn it, dude. I'm pressed, but
I'm sorry.
It is what it is. What's up, Tina? What else did I want to say? Okay, 2 things. One, why did you not trade Trey Hendrickson?
We were begging for it. We both said that you need to.
We were begging for it.
We were begging for it.
You knew you were not going to resign him. He's pissed with the organization. He was not coming back. You knew this season was a dud. There was no reason to keep him. Zero. I harped on that before the trade deadline. I pleaded for it.
Yeah,
now I just don't understand. You could have gotten value out of him.
It was terrible. It was the only way they could possibly make up is like if they happen to do a sign and trade of some sorts. But you don't see that in the NFL like ever.
No, the Bengals wouldn't do that shit.
But the Bengals are so dumb because it's like you knew he wasn't coming back. So the only way you keep him is if you feel like you could make a push this year, which once Joe Burrow goes down, you know that's like very out of the cards to happen. So even if it's just like a 4th round pick, like even like that's not what the compensation you're expecting to get, but a 4th round pick is better than just nothing.
Nothing. Correct. I'm with you.
It's poor.
Literally,
poor.
Literally, like, the last thing I have to say is, like, the 4 Bengals news that just, like, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, that dropped on Monday. I was like, okay, nice. Like, punch. It was like, okay, T. Higgins actually did get another concussion during the game, and he passed protocol, but he actually had a concussion. There's punch number 1. Then it's like, oh, Trey Hendrickson's having fucking core muscle surgery. He's done for the year. Ba-ba! There's punch number 2. Then it's like, oh, we're actually going to go ahead and release Burton with all his shit that he's dealing with. Ba-ba-ba! There's another 3rd round pick that did nothing. And then finally it's like, oh, you know what? You guys fucking suck. Let's go ahead and flex you out of Sunday Night Football, and we'll put the Ravens in instead. Ba-ba-ba-ba! That's the fucking Bengals this year. That's what it's like. That's what it's like.
Getting flexed out of Sunday Night Football was a tough, especially because it was for the Ravens. And it's not like the Ravens have been playing good. Like, it's not like the Ravens are fun to fucking watch. No. I fucking hate watching. We'll get into the Ravens later, but I fucking hate watching the Ravens play football.
Fair. But I agree with the flex out. Like, I bet you the Ravens-Patriots game will be more entertaining. Like, it's just the ba-ba-ba-ba on Monday. It's like, come on, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So, that's all I got. So, that's all I got. Bengals lose again. That means the Giants won the bye week, according to our pattern. So, yeah. All right. Let's move on to Around the League.
Hello? Dude, the Cowboys still suck.
All right. What game you want to start with?
Let's start with the Broncos. Start with the Broncos game. I really just want to start with the Broncos because I have a couple stats I want to bring up. But first, we can just talk about the game.
Okay.
Broncos finally got a 10th straight win. So I'll give you pity applause.
I think I'm gonna stay out of this one. I think
you have to because there's a couple questions.
Okay.
The Broncos, they barely beat the Raiders. The Raiders, if Pete Carroll somehow got the refs to put those extra like 8 seconds back on the clock, he was trying to do some clock manipulation, kick the field goal, then get the onside kick and try to score. Like I said this last week, you beat the Commanders, congrats, woohoo, but like, did you beat the Commanders? Like, same this week. You beat the Raiders, but like, the fact that they felt like they could win at the end of the game, you didn't beat the Raiders. Like, the Raiders suck. But here, so so we'll start with one and we'll just go from there. So there's a game this year and there's one like correlation between them all, and I'll explain at the end, but I'm just going to give you like 3 stat lines. They're all from one singular game, and I want you to rank them 1 through 3.
Okay.
First stat line, 21 for 33, 234 pass yards, 1 touchdown. Second stat line, 19 for 30, 174, and a touchdown. Oh, and then that one's QBR was 35. The first one's QBR was 33. Sorry, I forgot to put QBR in there. Okay. And then the last one, 17 for 25, 177 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 58 QBR.
Okay.
So rank those single game performances.
I would probably go the first one 1, the third one 2, and the third one 2 and the second one 3.
Yes. Thank you. The person you put the third one first, That was
I think I said the first one first. Read me the first.
21-33, 234, and a touchdown.
Okay.
And then 19 for 30, 174 and a touchdown. 17 for 25, 177, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the number. I'll take the first guy first, the third guy second, and the second guy third.
My bad. The person you picked first was Kirk Cousins versus the Jets. Person you put second was Tua versus the Jets. Person you put third was Bo Nix versus the Jets. All right, hey, no, come back, because we got round 2, buddy. Second one, 16 for 28, 150, a touchdown, and 2 picks.
Okay. It's just
15 for 21, 207, and a touchdown.
I mean, it's better.
26 for 38, 222 yards, a touchdown, and a pick.
What was the second one again?
15 for 21, 207, and a touchdown.
I'll probably take that guy 1, the third guy 2, and the first guy last.
You put Marcus Mariota versus the Raiders first, Cam Ward versus the Raiders second, and Bo Nix versus the Raiders third. That's your 10-2 QB. That's your 10-2 QB. Are they a little cherry picked? Just a little bit, but I'm just against bad teams. I picked 2 of his games versus poor teams, and I put him against bad quarterbacks. Like if I would have just given you the names, Bo Nix, Kirk Cousins, Tua, Marcus Mariota, Cam Ward, you'd put Bo Nix above them without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I put him up against 2 bad teams in close games where they weren't blowing them out. They barely won both games. The Broncos did. So it's not like they didn't need him to throw. He just couldn't.
Yep.
Pitiful. It's pitiful that people think that they're a good team. People get mad at me for calling out the truth. Can't argue stats, buddy. He's not a good quarterback. They're going to make the playoffs. Sure, whatever, fine. They're going to get beat by whoever they play in their first game. If the Colts made it with Phillip Rivers, they would pop, pop. Bo Nix sucks.
Okay. Bo is, I'm with you. We've said it enough.
I know.
It's definitely clear our take on the Broncos and that people do not agree. But you can't argue stats, so I'll give you that.
Yeah. So I had to get all that out. Right. I just had to get it out.
I'm glad you got that out. All right. Next game. Let's go Saints beating the Bucks.
Yeah.
Saints get their 3rd win of the season. Tyler Shuck looked pretty good. 2 rushing touchdowns. He made a big time throw down the field. I don't know if Shuck is the guy, but I think he's shown enough promise to at least give him some more time.
He's definitely gotten better, which is for a guy like that, that's kind of all you ask in a sense. He's gotten better and he's
I'm curious, honestly, Saints fans, I want them to tell me if they think Shuck is the guy. No hatred, nothing. Literally just want their honest opinion on what they see, what they watch, and I want to know what they think.
Yeah, I think if I tried to put myself in the Saints fans' shoes, I think it all depends about positioning. If they got the 1st overall pick this year and there was a quarterback their front office really liked, I think you kind of have to take him. I think you still do kind of have to take him, just because it's not like Tyler Shuck has went out there and showed you anything statistically to be happy about. But he's getting better, and I think he's definitely earned himself the right to another year.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I don't know if he's the guy. He's also 26?
Yeah, he's old.
20. He's 25 or 26.
I saw a quote from 312 Darius that said, "You gotta fight tooth and nail for a fucking playoff spot. Meanwhile, the whole NFC South digging in the ass."
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Bucks are very injured. I'll give them that little bit of grace, but their defense looked pitiful. Their defense looked like the Bengals weeks 3 through 7 defense.
You can just say every game the Bengals have played this year outside of
the last 3.
Game.
Yeah.
Yucky. All right. Well, the Dolphins dismantled the Jets. Don't really have much to say. Game was over immediately. A-Chain and Wright combined for 199 rush yards.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor got hurt immediately, so Cook came in and obviously sucked. I think the Jets are just spamming the sim to next year button. They're just like, Jets fans are just like, please, end it.
For sure. Did Mike McDaniel buy himself another year?
I mean, they said that he's going to stick around at least until the end of the season. I mean, the Dolphins haven't been like bad, so
no. And I think I saw again, it's not gonna happen. Like, I'd be very, very shocked if it did. But I saw a world where the Dolphins still have a playoff path. I mean, that's how good they've been, though. Like, that's how good they've played the last few weeks. And I know it's been against bad teams. Like, they've been beating bad teams, but they were a bad team, and now they're definitely not a bad team anymore. I don't think we can put them in that category. They're just like an okay team.
Right. Yep, I'm with you on that. All right, what game you want to talk about next?
Want to go talk about our boy 9?
Yeah, we can. I got nothing bad to say. He played well. He had 3 passing touchdowns.
For sure. He didn't do anything crazy. He didn't do anything that should make you change your mind about him. But I think it's good that he's at least getting better. This is showing improvement. I know it's the Commanders' defense. I harped on them being bad last week. I still think they are bad. But skunking a team is still impressive, regardless. You're in the NFL.
31-0 is impressive. Yeah. I have my personal opinions about J.J. McCarthy, but you're not going to get anything about him today. There's nothing. I can't harp on him.
I thought he looked solid. I thought he looked poised. I thought this was the most poised he had looked, besides the fourth quarter against the Bears, whatever it was, week 1.
Yeah.
This was the most poise he had. He didn't look frantic at all in the pocket. He looked solid. He looked consistent. He looked very good. I was impressed. I'm glad that he's shown a little bit of climb.
Yeah. On the Commanders side of the ball, just shut Daniels down for the year, bruh. I mean, he gets hurt every fucking game.
Yes,
the season's over. Just shut his ass down. And also, Zach Ertz tearing his ACL, that was just horrible to see. That might be the end of the road for him. And he's been playing his ass off in Washington, and it's just
he has. It's been rough. I felt bad. I feel bad for the Commanders because while I thought it was kind of a fluke, I didn't come into this year thinking the Commanders were going to be anything special. I did think they'd be better than what they were. They've had a lot of injury problems. They've just had a down year. I feel bad for Commanders and Commanders fans. They didn't deserve this year. They didn't deserve to be dropped on the floor this hard. They should have been laid down softly.
For sure. All right, let's talk about the Jags slamming the Colts. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Daniel Jones. Nothing I have ever said bad about you. I'd never want you to get hurt, ever. And I feel terrible because he was having a solid year. He really was. And he was kind of bringing his career back, so it sucks that he had such a difficult recovery injury. This is not going to be something easy to come back from. I wish he didn't get hurt. I wish he kept playing. But it sucks to see from a guy who was starting to kind of turn his career around.
It does absolutely suck to see. The Jaguars are definitely good, and the Colts are definitely not going to make the playoffs.
If you feel the need to sign a 44-year-old out of the league for 5 years quarterback to your roster, number one, that shows how little faith you have in the quarterbacks you have on your roster.
Well, okay, go ahead.
I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. There's just other options. You should just go another route, get a different quarterback. But showing that Phillip Rivers being added to your roster is a move that you find necessary is just a bad look on your QB room in general.
I agree. Riley Leonard obviously is hurt. He's banged up. And then Anthony Richardson still can't play because of that surgery he had on his eye or whatever. So they don't have a quarterback. The closest is Brett Rypien on their practice squad. But my personal opinion is that Brett Rypien, Mike White, Sean Clifford, any of those guys that floated around the Bengals this year have to be better than Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is 44 years old. He has not played since COVID, and he's a fucking grandpa. He literally has grandkids. But the craziest thing is, he had this tryout or whatever. He had to have shown them something they liked. You know?
I mean,
like he had to have.
You would think. You would think.
I mean, surely. Like I'm sure he didn't come in and look. He had to have done something, right?
For sure. My thought. No, because they have a new coach, and I was gonna say, he was with the organization before, but half a decade ago, there was the whole team's different.
Yeah.
So
Steichen's younger than him. He's older than Steichen.
I know, which is crazy. Yeah, Colts, rough injury. Tough to see the Colts get set back like this, but we talked about it last week. I don't think they were making the playoffs anyways. So
no, we said they weren't going to make the playoffs, and this just seals the fate.
Yeah, I don't think they were going to win this game regardless. Like, I think the Jags were playing better than them at the time. Like, throughout the day, in the beginning of the game, I felt like the Jags were outplaying them already. So,
yeah,
I feel bad for the Colts. They started so hot, but it is
what it is.
It's time to lose.
It's a tough league.
Yep. It's tough.
We can talk about the ass bowl real quick.
Which one was that? It wasn't though. Like it wasn't an ass bowl. Like it was good.
But it was an ass bowl on who was playing who. Like correct. It was a good game.
It was a very good game. Shader.
Hey. Against all odds. He balled, bro. He had 364 pass yards, 3 passing touchdowns, a pick. He did throw a pick, but he had a rushing touchdown too.
It was balling.
Here's my thing with the Browns, though. Your defense has been incredible all year. You've been able to shut teams down. You held the Packers to what, like 10 or something, and beat them? You can't hold the Titans under 30?
Tony Pollard?
Pollard had...
the big 2-5?
Tony Pollard played his fucking nuts off in the big 2-5. You couldn't stop Tony Pollard.
He had 161 and 2 touchdowns. Like, what are we doing? The Broncos genuinely, or not the Browns forgot how to play football. Like, the Browns were...
defensively and offensively there for a while, too.
In the first half, they looked really... I thought the Browns were winning this game handily. I thought the Titans were going to struggle to score a field goal. And Browns showed that in the first half. And then the second half, they just looked like a college team. I mean, it was until like the last 6 minutes, they were like, oh shit, we know how to play football. And then almost came back and actually like took it to overtime. But for the first time ever, like we talked about it maybe a month or so ago about Kevin Stefanski. Is he secure? Is he not secure? What is it? For the first time ever, I have genuinely questioned Kevin Stefanski's like play calling and like knowledge. When you take Shadur Sanders, not only taking Shadur off the field, I'm here for trick plays. I think sometimes they can be good. They could distort the defense. But you take your quarterback with 364 pass yards, 3 touchdowns off the field for the play to decide if the game goes on or if the game is over. So for that, you have to have a good play. You have to have a good play that you're about to call. And it was the most backyard 7U bullshit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm with you in the sense of that was terrible. I'm not willing to say that Stefanski should be fired or anything.
No.
I'm with you.
That's just was, like the first time I've ever like seriously questioned like what the hell is he doing?
Fair. That was fucking ridiculous. Okay, that's all I got on that one. We can talk about the game that I actually got to watch the most this weekend. I got to fly up to Maryland and see one of my good friends, and so obviously I was in Ravens territory, but I could find common ground because fuck the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
I said ahead of time that this was going to be a good old-fashioned Mike Tomlin win. The question was starting to float around, like you could see it on news anchors and the sports talk shows. Everybody was like, is this the end of the road for Tomlin? Because that team option's coming up and everything. So I was thinking maybe this is going to be one of those games that the Steelers shouldn't win, but they're going to win because Tomlin needs a win to boost himself back up. And that is what happened. But the refs fucked the Ravens. like three
100%,
times, three
yeah.
times to the point where they lost the game because of it. The first one was the Aaron Rodgers like pass that got batted down and they caught it, but he was like fumbling it on his helmet, and the Ravens I felt like definitely recovered, but they said Rodgers had contact at the ground, which meant he was down by contact. Fuck that. Bad call.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Then they said the Steelers kicked a field goal and the Ravens defenders like were like going around the sides of the snapper and he fell over and they called unnecessary roughness. Not even like leverage or anything. Fuck that. And then the Steelers ended up getting a touchdown. Terrible. That was bad. And then finally,
Pitiful.
the likely touchdown. I understand, like, you have to make a football move after you catch 2 steps. What football move are you making? You're in the end zone.
That's it was so bad. Like, it's not like he like caught it, dropped it. Like, he caught that thing in his
Reached
you
it
saw
out
it.
1, 2
like, you
steps.
dropped it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ridiculous. And even if, like, the rule book they were right about it, the fact that it was an expedited review, that they didn't even, like, have a chance to, like, they called it a touchdown, and then they expedited reviewed it and flipped it immediately. I'm like, that's just bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and defend the Ravens, like, necessarily, but that's fucking bullshit, and they got fucked. They did.
The Ravens got hosed that game. I'll side that game.
But, I mean, outside of that, like, the Ravens play calling, once again, just continues to suck. Monken's play calls are questionable. Harbaugh's coaching is questionable. Lamar just in the pocket just didn't look good. Like, when he sits in the pocket, he holds the ball way too long. Mm-hmm. The Ravens just haven't looked like the normal team. He made some bad decisions when he held on to the ball too long. But when Lamar can get out and scamper and get those first downs and extend those plays, that's when the Ravens become dangerous, because that's when they open up the run game for Derrick Henry too. When you got to put a spy on Lamar and you're worried about him scampering, that's when Derrick Henry's such a threat, because you're worried about both of them and you can't focus one attention. So as Lamar starts to get healthy, the Ravens, I think, become increasingly more dangerous to play. But we haven't seen anything from them because their offense has sucked the past couple weeks.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's my take on the Ravens. Let's go let's go to Rams. Back on track, beating the Cardinals. Stafford looked good. 281 pass yards, 3 touchdowns. I think he's the MVP.
Yeah.
It's him or Drake, and I think Stafford's had a better season.
For sure.
Blake Corum's also looking really good.
Yeah, he had 128 and 2 touchdowns.
On 12 carries, dude, he had 10.7 yards per carry.
It was crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Rams looking like a wagon. I still think the Rams are probably my favorite to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. Michael Wilson also looked good. You know, another 100-plus game and 2 touchdowns without Marv.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
No, the Rams just, I mean, it was hard to look at anything on the Cardinals side just because the Rams just put him to work.
He's a freak. All right. That's all I got from that one.
Yep.
Packers held off the Bears, so the Bears dropped from the 1 seed to the 7 seed off of one
Crazy.
loss. Christian Watson's been so good this year. Can we finally say that the Packers have a wide receiver 1?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that.
Dude, he's so good.
He's been very good.
He's so good. Bro, Caleb Williams had 73 pass yards.
He looked like he was like 0 for 7 to start the game or something like that.
I don't know. Like when your head coach is calling out that the pass game is a concern.
It was rough. I don't think it's a terrible loss for the Bears in a sense, though, because if you think about it, Caleb Williams played really, really bad, and they lost by a touchdown.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some good from the Bears side. They just got to figure out how to get that pass game going.
The Texans have now won 5 straight games. Their defense is absolutely unreal. I mean, we've said this, but they just held the Chiefs to 10 points and basically knocked them out of the playoffs. I mean, Mahomes threw 3 picks and completed 14 passes.
It was terrible.
The Texans defense is legit.
It was Mahomes. Like he tied his most interceptions for a game ever. It was the first time in 5 years KC has been beat at home in back-to-back games.
Is the
I
dynasty over, or is it just a bad year?
I don't want to say the dynasty's over. Like, I think if next year they come out and have a subpar year and miss the playoffs, I think you're like, all right, it's over. But like the Warriors, like you think of like dynasties, the Warriors had that dynasty. They took like 2 years off, then they went back and won another one. So it's like you got to give a little bit of time. It's not quite over. I honestly don't know if it's over until Andy Reid or Mahomes leaves. Like, that's honestly kind of where I'm at with them in the dynasty.
Fair. Fair. We can talk about last night's game. That's the only other game I really want to talk about.
Icky. It is an icky game.
5 turnovers, all from Jalen Hurts.
Wild.
The game was
Wild,
insane.
right?
It was drunk. Having 3 turnovers on one play. There was like 5 turnovers within 11 plays. There was like dude, the amount of turnovers in last night's game and just like the monstrosity of like last night's football game. Like, if that was like, could you imagine somebody watching that game for like that's their first ever game, NFL game, and they're watching that?
It was rough to watch. Jalen Hurts. There needs to be something said, and I'm about to say it. I got 2 stats. I got 2 guys. The first one, all right, 1,556 pass yards. 11 passing touchdowns. Wait, I don't think that's right, actually. No, I think it is right. I hope it's right. 1,556 pass yards, 11 passing touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns, 337 rushing yards, and 3 interceptions.
Okay.
Second guy, 1,532 passing yards, 12 passing touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns, 187 rush yards, and 5 interceptions.
So the first guy's better.
That would be Jackson Dart. And how I did it in the other one's Jalen Hurts. And how I did it was I picked every week that Dart has played. I just picked that same week in Hurts' stat line to make it as fair as possible. That way, because Dart has only played 8 games. And then since Dart played on Hurts' bye week, I just took this week because the Giants were on. So that's how I came up with those stats. But it's an 8-game segment from Hurts' year this year, and all Dart's 8 games. I think that just goes to show how either overappreciated Hurts is or underappreciated Dart is, however you want to look at it.
Yeah, probably a little bit of both, but good for Jackson Dart. Good for Jackson Dart. All right, that's all I got for around the league.
Is there anything we missed?
Not that I need to talk about.
Yeah,
Probably skipped over a few, but I'm fine.
Yeah, Falcons, you don't want to talk about how you want to relegate them again?
Nope. Let's just move on. Fuck the Falcons.
All right.
All right. Welcome back to Studs and Duds. I've got quarterbacks and tight ends this week. Trevor has wide receivers and running backs, so I will start us off. Stud quarterback of the week, going to bust down my AP. Perfect timing. 364 pass yards and 4 total touchdowns. Shout out Shudder Sanders.
For sure. Kind of had to give it to him.
I had to give it to him. Dud quarterback of the week. Is it even close?
I don't think so.
Jalen Hurts, you up to bat.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they literally lost that game because of him. So
5 turnovers.
Bat. Yep. Stud tight end of the week. We're also going back to Cleveland. Harold Fannin. He had 8 catches for 114 receiving yards and a touchdown. Almost willed him back into that game. Dog. Sure. And then Dud tight end of the week is we're going over to Mile High to Denver for Evan Ingram. 2 catches for 8 yards. I'm just like, bro, you paid him all that money. Do something. Do something.
He hasn't done anything this year. All right, starter off my stud running back of the week. I didn't think this was very close. Tony Pollard, 25 attempts, 161 rush yards, 2 touchdowns. That's probably the last name I thought to say this year. If you told me, stud running backs throughout the year, if you said, do you think you'd either have Tony Pollard or Frank Gore Sr., I'd say Frank Gore Sr. So congrats for Tony for resurrecting his career.
Shout out.
Duds for the running back position. It's just the Cardinals running back room. 14 rushes for 51 yards. I mean, it was just pitiful as a team. Poor.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's yucky.
Wide receivers, stud Puka, 7 catches, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then flipping it, the dud Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 29 yards in a game where they scored 45 points.
Okay. All right. I like the thought process there.
I mean,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
W. All right. Well, let's flip it to the crossover. Anything you want to hit the agenda on?
I just want to, because it just happened, Lamar Wilkerson, 44 points for Indiana Hoosiers basketball, went nuclear against Penn State.
Absolutely shit on.
He was nuts. He was cooking from the jump. He started off for 3 for 3. I was like, is he about to come out? Is he about to have a great game? Dude cooked. Had 20 in the first half, finished with 44. Couldn't stop him.
It's crazy that they're already in conference play.
So it's technically not. So they've had conference games, but they're not in conference play yet, if that makes sense. So it's just a couple conference games. They still have a couple more bye games, but they're almost a conference play.
I see. It's also like there were some good ball games tonight. I was watching BYU and Clemson. BYU hit that game-winning 3 at the end. Clemson scored 11 points in 18 minutes in the second half.
Yeah, it was rough. You watch that, if you had one person watch the first half and then you flipped it and had a different person watch the second half, they would be completely separate on, like, if you talked about, like, first half and second half. Clemson killed him in the first half. BYU looked terrible. Like, it looked like a bye game for Clemson in the first half. And then the second half, Clemson looked like Thomas More. Like, it was terrible.
Thomas More just caught a crazy stray. Now BYU was dunking the shit out of the ball constantly. Yeah, college basketball is looking fun, especially as we're nearing conference play. I'm excited.
For sure. Florida UConn's on right now. I don't know the score to that, but it was close last time I checked.
Yeah. I want to harp on the Reds for a minute. Kyle Schwarber signed a deal with the Phillies today. Now, I was not a believer in a sense that I'd never really had hope that he was going to be a Red.
Yeah.
But when you find out the financial details and that we offered him 5-year $125 million and he got 5-year $150 million, so we were $5 million short a year. And the main reason for it was that it would drive ticket sales. And now afterwards, they're saying that they're not willing to spend any money and that they're just going to be kind of content with spending like 10 or 12 more mil this year. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Like, I'm just frustrated. Fair. I don't know the financial aspects. And I'm sure that they're doing what they can. But it feels like there's always something more that could be done. And I'm just, I just really want a good Reds year. And Schwarber would have been fun. And I'm just hoping that they can put some stuff together. And yeah, I'm really praying for it.
For sure. I think Cincinnati's had a rough weekend. Everything post the Bengals game. And then, you come out in MLB free agency and you lose out on a couple guys. It's a rough weekend for Cincinnati fans.
Yeah, definitely. All right, bro, that's really all I got.
Not much more. I guess we could talk about the college football playoffs. Did Notre Dame get snubbed?
Yes. Yes, but Miami beat them in the head-to-head, right? So you got to give Miami the props for that. But my thing is, if you're going to rank Notre Dame higher and Miami doesn't play a game, how do you move Miami up above them?
Because it's all about that money, and Duke winning the ACC. Duke couldn't make it because Tulane and JMU were ranked above them, and the college football playoffs did not want to have a playoff where they didn't have an ACC team in it.
I guess,
So
but that's ridiculous.
it is ridiculous, but that I'm pretty confident that's what happened because there's no other way you could rank Miami below Notre Dame for 3 straight weeks, and then neither of them lose a game. They don't get moved around in the rankings at all, and then at the end of it, it's just like, oh yeah, let's put Miami back into it. Didn't make any sense to me. And also, like, I don't think Alabama deserved to get in over either of them. I would have had Notre Dame and Miami both in and Alabama out. Because if you're not going to get punished for losing a conference championship game, what's the point in playing it? Like, there's no point. They went into the conference championship game, they lost it, and they didn't get dropped a single spot. Ohio State lost theirs, they got dropped. BYU lost theirs, they got dropped. Alabama loses theirs, well, it's okay. Nick Saban used to be your coach. You can stay. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. I'm sorry for Notre Dame fans.
Yeah, me too. I felt bad, but it is what it is, and all I can say is join a conference. This should just eliminate this whole problem. Even if it's the fucking MAC. Just join a conference.
They make stupid money, though.
They make stupid money, but like just join like if you don't want to go to the SEC or the ACC or the Big Ten because you're afraid you're not going to be good enough to compete, just go to like the MAC or go to just some mid-level conference because a group of 5 team has to get in. So Notre Dame's just going to make the playoffs every year.
They'd lose out on money.
They'd lose out on money, but like you'd make the playoffs every year.
It's all about money, bro.
I know. That's why Miami got in.
Yeah. All right, bro. All right, let's wrap this up. Appreciate you guys for joining us. Looking forward to next week. Yeah, that's about all I got.
Here we go.
All right, bro. We'll catch you soon.
See ya.